You are listening to The Mile High Show. Who you're hearing is Rick and Danny. They're playing our intro music right now. There we go. We're going to sit down and talk with them in just a few minutes. What we are doing is recording at our favorite eatery in the Quad Cities area. Big Daddy E's Barbecue. BDEBBQ.com is where you can find information about that. You are going to find out about info on my guests in just a few minutes. I am looking for what show number we are, because this is the Mile High Show, episode number, I'm stalling, make it stretch. Episode number 208 of the Mile High Show. You are listening to episode number 208, recorded in the patio at Big Daddy E's Barbecue in Chino Valley. You are hearing music performed by today's guests. You're going to get to know them in just a few minutes. Dani Fisher, frequent guest of this show, past host of this show, and her new musical partner, Richard something. We'll find out in a minute. But stick around, check out BDEBBQ.com for information on Eric Veneer and his Big Daddy's Barbecue. Use that Amazon link on milehighshow.com for all your online shopping needs, except for barbecue. You buy that right here in Chino. So stick around, enjoy the conversation, and enjoy yourself some music and some good barbecue out at BDEBBQ.com, Big Daddy E's Barbecue. Put those on. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. No, I said pop those on. You can't. I was just kidding.
All right. Well, you were late.
I was very late.
But you're tan. It's okay.
I was very, very late or extremely early for tomorrow's podcast. Introduce yourselves. Dani, we know you. You've been on many, many times before. You were a former host of this show for a while. But let folks know where they can find out about you and your art first off.
I still have Clayote Studios, so it's clayotiestudios.com, CLAYOTE. We have a Facebook page for our band called the Peaceful Outlaws, and that ought to do it. You can find me there. I'm on Instagram. I don't know all the dots and I's.
I'll put links in there for your Instagram and stuff. I know where they are. I've got them saved. But Peaceful Outlaws email, website, or you concentrate on Facebook?
It's all through Clayote right now. That's
okay,
as far
cool.
as I am.
No, that's fine. And then Facebook for upcoming shows.
Yeah, we've only been
and
playing
stuff?
since April 3rd. He showed up April
Nice.
3rd. Haven't seen him in 5 years. We haven't played at all till April 3rd, and then we started getting gigs.
Very nice. Now, Richard, any other outlets for people to find you, or do you want to just limit it right now to the Outlaws?
Pretty much just Peaceful Outlaws on Facebook.
All right. Well, we will get into Dani's story in a little bit here, but Richard, why don't you give me a little your Reader's Digest version of your history. Where are you from?
I am from Pennsylvania originally.
Pennsylvania. Is that where you guys hooked up originally? Is that where you met? Okay, so you go way back to the East Coast.
We met in Berks County. I was born in Bucks County and spent some time in Potter County, which is a really isolated county in Pennsylvania.
It was where were the formative years? Where were you growing up?
Pretty much Bucks County.
Bucks County?
I grew up in
Describe
Bucks County.
What's that like?
It's a lot of grass, a lot of trees. It's
green?
really old.
We don't know much about green out here.
Yeah, no. It's a lot different out here for me.
How big? What's the population like?
Maybe about 10,000 people.
Okay.
Over a really big area of
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
So isolated 10,000. Not like you'd hit a 10. I mean, we're kind of isolated here. We're 11.5.
A little.
Another 11 or so on the county, but still in the zip. But we're part of a larger area.
Yeah.
With the
At the one house I lived in, my closest neighbor was 4 miles away.
Nice.
Yeah.
I could do some of that.
Yeah,
now, you know who?
it was nice.
You know who'd be really happy to hear that? My neighbors. They would like.
I'm sure ours would like that too.
We go through a weed eater a year, and we don't live too far from you.
You need a goat.
No
That's
more
what I'm
animals.
saying, a goat.
Yeah. So now I learned a little bit about Dani's Pennsylvania time on a show we did. It's been 3-4 years. MileHighShow.com. That's the archives. Pull up Dani Fisher, Dani with an I. Let me throw some things out there, see if they sound familiar to you. Bikers and KKK. Sound familiar?
That's where she lived in Boyertown. Yeah. In Boyertown, that pretty much
sums it up.
But where I lived, it's mainly retired doctors.
Really?
And like farmers that never sold their farm. A lot of Amish too.
Nice.
It's pretty laid back.
A little peaceful, what was the big town? What was the big city? When
the
you wanted to go to
thing
the
is
city?
like Allentown or Bethlehem.
Allentown. Who sings that? Is that
Billy
Joel?
Joel.
Okay. Yeah.
But and then when I moved where my mom lives. She lived in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, and the closest city to there is Reading, Pennsylvania, or Philadelphia.
So growing up, were you with your dad or what? What was the?
I was all over the place.
Yeah,
I live with every member of my family.
Siblings? You got siblings?
I got a brother and 2 sisters.
Yeah, so not a huge family.
The sisters are like 30 years older than me.
Oh, gotcha.
And my brother's just a couple years
You
younger
know,
than me.
if you are interested in a older sister, a little closer to your, well, how old are you? First off,
I'm 28.
No, she's still
I'm
30 years older than
29.
you. If you're interested in an older sister closer to Chino Valley, a little off topic, but I have one you can have.
Oh,
She's
thanks.
out in Paulden. That would explain why I was late, by the way.
Mine are older.
So
I
you
give
can.
them to you.
She I'll take it. I tell you what. I one. You can have 2 for 1.
Yeah,
2
there
for
you
1
go.
deal. We'll trade.
Mine
we'll
are
trade.
pretty good.
Trust
They're established.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is not
Oh.
good or
Mine are
established. No,
pretty
I'm
good and
just kidding.
established.
I'm just kidding. She's all right. She's all right. We're in my this is our biggest issue. She's 7 years older than me. She's 60 years old. In my eyes, she's still the 13-year-old bossy older sister.
Never
In
change.
her eyes, I'm still the know-nothing, snotty-nosed 7-year-old. So
Gotcha.
we are equally at fault
That
for
sounds
everything
fun.
we do. And it drives us crazy
Yeah, that
as
sounds
we're
real
each
fun.
creeping up into senior citizenship, and we're still preteen idiots.
Driving each other
Yeah.
crazy.
So how long you been playing music?
Probably like 8 years.
8 years.
9
So you didn't start too young. It wasn't something you picked up as a kid.
No, my dad got me an electric guitar, but I had no interest in it
Now,
whatsoever.
did he play?
He plays piano.
Yeah,
He's a really accomplished pianist. He plays-
professionally or
yeah,
just
professionally. Pretty much like 3/4 time.
I do not know what that means, but I've
Oh,
heard it.
He's professional like 3/4 of the time.
Yeah. Oh,
The-
okay. I
yeah.
thought you. Isn't there also music where you talk about like
Yeah,
times?
that is.
That's what
that
I
is
thought
a
you were
time
talking about.
signature. But
Yeah,
no,
I don't know anything about music
He's-
other than push play.
He's a really good, accomplished like gospel pianist. He can play
Nice.
classical. He can do your rock and roll, Jerry Lee Lewis stuff.
And that
so-
didn't rub off on you growing up?
No,
He wanted bluegrass.
I wanted bluegrass.
Bluegrass,
which
yeah.
was pretty much banned.
Really?
Yeah, nobody liked to listen to it.
I
My
think in
mom-
that part of the country it would be,
Not
no?
with my parents.
No.
My dad he lived in Haiti for most of his life, and he lived in Iceland for the other part of his life.
Iceland.
Yeah, which is probably his favorite place in the world.
Really?
So, I don't know. I found a bluegrass tape in a box of tapes the one day, and I was like, "Oh, this is good stuff." And then they were like, "Not in our house."
Not in our house.
You can
That's
listen to rock and roll or whatever. And I was
Really?
like, no, I
See,
don't wanna
in
listen to
most
that."
homes, it seems like
Yeah,
you
it's
go
the
the
other
other
way
way.
around.
Yeah.
No, but they definitely wanted me to not do bluegrass, and that's
Why?
what I do.
How come?
I don't know. They just don't like the way
Do
it
you
sounds.
think that's why you gravitated to it?
Yeah,
Is
I think
because
so.
you couldn't?
Any
yeah?
kid rebels.
You
if they
rebel?
said don't listen to metal, it would have been a metal.
You hayseed rebel.
I still listen to a lot of metal, but
Yeah.
that's because that was just the records that we had.
Now, what
We
was
were
it you were playing? What was that intro that we're going to
is
use
a
as our intro
traditional
music?
song called "Bury Me Beneath the Willow."
Yeah.
I'm not sure who wrote it originally.
It's one
but
of those that
it's
has
done-
always been in
it's
existence.
Done by
Yeah.
it's done by every bluegrass band. It's just
Very
a
nice.
standard, like a jazz standard of
Yeah.
bluegrass.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you gravitate towards covers and making them your own? Do you do a lot of original? What can folks expect to see when they come see you?
We do a lot of covers. We do a lot of Grateful Dead. We do
Nice.
a lot
in
of
the vein of the
traditional-
Dead, or do you
In the vein of the Dead, but
Yeah.
they're pretty good acoustic versions.
Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful
I try
stuff,
to
man.
embody the spirit. We have several originals. We've only have 2 that are polished and out there now.
Yeah.
The rest of the ones, with us not having seen or talked to each other in 5 years.
Yeah.
With me just showing up and saying, "Hey, how are you?" So they're not worked out yet, but we both have probably a good 20 originals apiece.
Nice. Now switch gears a little bit, Danny. He's saying he just popped in. Did you honestly not know he was coming out? Was it a complete and
like
utter
3
surprise?
days before I knew he was coming
Okay.
out. So we met where he lives in Pennsylvania off a Craigslist ad. You should have seen his run-on paragraph. It was, I want to play some bluegrass and Grateful Dead, but this kind and that kind. And I didn't see my periods or my capitals, but I went and checked it out, and we wound up playing, and we drive an hour to each other's house both
Nice.
ways. We wound up helping raise each other's kids, even though,
Back when?
yeah,
talking- okay.
we were in a 5-piece bluegrass band called Pharmonica, which we
Oh,
had.
I recognize the name. Yeah.
We had a mandolin player, and my ex-husband played rhythm. We had him and a drummer, and we did that around Pennsylvania. And then I moved home. So the whole time I was here, I was like, his music would fit here perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have another friend, Patty McCabe, who actually went the opposite to Nashville, and her music would fit around here perfectly. Yeah. But he just showed up, and the whole time I played a few gigs with my ex, but it just didn't feel right. It was the same repeated songs, and he walked in, and we remembered all the old songs,
and fresh breath, fresh blood into a scene is always neat to have. It kind of revitalizes and gets the creative juices flowing. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't compete as much now.
Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Rick or Rich?
Richard.
Richard.
You go. Call me Rick, though.
Richard, those was your preferred? Okay. So, Richard, what you got out here when then? You started playing in April? Is that about
April
when you guys
3rd
got
is
here?
when I got here.
Oh, okay. So
that's
you guys
the day I
picked up
got
right
here.
away.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we played on the porch that night.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's what I do. It's I'm like a lot of musicians. I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough for this, and then everybody likes it always. So,
like I would start tinkering around with a camera in my bag or writing notes, you'd pull out the guitar and start strumming.
That's
nice.
Pretty much
Very
all the
nice.
time. There's a lot of stuff to learn.
So what do you got on the horizon now? When we're recording this, I'm sorry, I'm not sure when this is going to be up. We're recording, like I'd said in the intro, on the patio at Big Daddy E's out in Chino Valley. And you have a gig tonight in about an hour or so.
Every Friday at Insurgent.
That's every Friday.
Every Friday,
okay,
6
great.
to 9 at Insurgent Brewing. We're their house band, so we'll be there 6 to 9.
Very nice.
If we don't know your song, we can't guarantee we'll learn it, but you can put it in our tip jar on a little card, and then we'll try
wrapped
to learn
around
it
to
for
20.
You. That would help.
You know what? If you wrap it around a 20, I'll sing it to you then.
He'll sing it right then off
I'll sing it right then off the phone.
Off of lyrics.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if no 20, then it might take a week or two to get back to you. But
we got to go to Crown King this weekend, which was awesome.
Yeah.
They set us up really nice, and we're so kind.
Isn't that a cool little spot?
Yeah.
Man?
It is.
Yeah.
And they took really good care of us.
Very nice. Good
really
to hear.
Good care of
now,
us.
where were you? There's only one place, right?
The Crown
there's
King
the saloon.
Crown King Saloon.
We got to stay up in the brothel, and they're remodeling. They've only remodeled one so far, but it was just us on the top.
Oh,
only
wow.
Us. Only us and a dog.
Cool.
So it was really cool.
Crown King Saloon.
Yes.
I'll throw a link in
New
there, too.
owners,
I need to get down there. I've heard a lot about it. I've passed by the exit, obviously, on the freeway a lot. And I've seen a lot of pictures, and I know there's a neat little scene down there, but I need to get down there.
The new owners I think they've only owned it a little under a year, and all the locals said they've done more than the last guy who owned it 10 years.
Yeah. And that was kind of one of the things some people like. It's like things happening here in town. So leave it exactly the way it is. Well, how about
it wasn't
clean
working.
It's got to set on fire again if you do that.
Yeah.
We also play at Coppertop Ale House. We're
down on Whiskey Row, right near Rickety Cricket.
6 to 8
great
usually
spot.
on a Saturday. We're also... where do we play tomorrow? The Farmers Market.
We're at the Prescott
doing
Farmers
Prescott
Market
Farmers
tomorrow.
Market. Very nice. Is
And
that a regular
7 to
recurring
12.
gig for you guys?
once or twice a month for a couple of months. And then we're doing the Prescott Rodeo on a Tuesday, 5 to 7, right before the major performance.
Very
On
nice.
July 2nd.
That's brought to you by another barbecue place. Can I say it?
Yeah.
It's Hitching Post Barbecue. So
You know what?
thank them.
No, and I'm glad you brought that up because Eric Vernier, Big Daddy E's, is very in tune with this thought as well. Just like music, when you start talking with a musician, or in that case a photographer, or anybody really, business or artistic, and it's all about me, and don't mention them, and don't do this.
Yeah, there's always something else to mention.
There's something.
It's a big world.
For me, that's an underlying clue that there might be something wrong.
Yeah.
Especially in an area like this where we have such a huge artistic community. Danny's been tied into it in a couple of different lives, with your previous life here, and then obviously in the last several years since you've been back. The restaurants, the music scene is so varied that there's enough out there.
There's a little something for everybody all the time.
Everyone can enjoy it. And when you can go to a Big Daddy's on a Friday and hear who's setting up right there, Mr. Darren Mahoney, when you can hear some of his stuff, and then pop into Jersey Lilies on one night and hear a singer-songwriter, and then the next night you're hearing some classic hard rock just blowing the roof off.
What me and Danny do a lot, actually, is since we have to go to all these places anyway on a regular basis, is we'll get to hear like 4 bands playing a night. Maybe not all of them,
Leave
but at
during
least a
set
song
break
or
and
two.
walk to another gig.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that's nice about around here. You can't do that everywhere.
And all the musicians, I feel like they get along pretty good on stage,
Pretty much.
Well, they share each other's moments, too.
I'll tell you a story about Darren when he walks off stage. No, I'm just kidding.
Is he ornery?
No, he's not. he's one of the most excited. He likes to. He plays such a varied styles and has played with so many people. But there's a couple out there where you kind of walk in, you look at them, and you go, yeah, that's the.
I used to play a lot of different styles, but I've kind of pulled back from that and narrowed it.
Yeah.
For right now, but with Danny now, we're gonna start going out.
He's not into the blues as much as me, so we're
I can't play the blues. Yeah, I'm trying to start a blues band so that she can get her blues outlet, and then I'll try and get a bluegrass band so that I can get.
And then being able to have those different influences. I'm curious. Your dad in Haiti, did he have any of that Haitian influence in the music he was playing?
A little bit in his piano playing. He plays piano. I guess one of the pianos that he used to play on was like 215 years old in Haiti or something. So
Darren may have played on that when it was new.
He always wanted that piano back.
250-year-old piano.
in the jungles of Haiti.
In the jungles of Haiti. Are you pushed on time? I can't see that.
I got like 10 minutes.
Okay. Just when you're done, just drop the mic and you can leave.
Drop the mic.
No. So what do you got? You got Insurgent coming up, regular recurring at the Farmers Market, Copper Ale House. I know they support the arts and music specifically.
They're pretty supportive.
Really good. Jack Osborne plays there.
You signed yourself up at Copper Top, so that's
nice.
Cool.
Nice. Well, it's good to have that outlet where you can just walk in.
Outlet where you can just walk in.
Because then you don't have to mess with the gatekeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's on the horizon? Where do you guys want to be? You want to start a bluegrass? You want to start blues?
Well, it's only been 2 months, so the fact that we were appreciated and could start getting gigs where people actually appreciated us, we figured the best we could do is, for me, he plays all the time. He can walk into a parking lot and leave with a bag of money.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy. But
the art of busking.
I've been visual arting for a while, so we just figured within reason, take some gigs just to build up my stamina. Since I haven't been playing.
And flex those muscles a little bit more.
Great.
Yeah, exactly.
And we just want to play all the time if we could, but also pay the bills.
Yeah.
Like right now, I'm cleaning. He picks up Craigslist jobs, and he has a landscaping interview, and, playing at nighttime
I'm actually
works.
interviewing for a podcast tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Where at? Craigslist.
Not sure. Somewhere. I'll
find
locally? Out tomorrow. Yeah, it's in Prescott.
Interesting.
It's a new podcast that just does interviews, I guess. And they get sent a list of people they got to interview, and then they just hire somebody like me to go out and say,
very nice.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Cool. Yeah. Keep me posted on that. Let me know.
Because I actually didn't know we were doing this. I forgot until last night.
Evidently, so did I, which is why I was 45 minutes
She's a coordinator. I'm just the guitar player guy.
No, keep me posted on that. That's another thing. We try and promote any other podcast out here.
Mine
was the only one for a couple of years, and then several that were guests on mine have now started their own.
Oh, really?
So,
maybe. He's
so
a
I'm
guest
thinking.
of yours.
I'm thinking I know who it is, but I'm not. I'm not going to say
who it is either.
I'm not going to say because I think I know. I think I know.
Message me. Just let me know.
Well, I just say I think it might be E! News or one of her entities, because it's either E! News or Signals, because they're branching out and having people host different shows.
Yeah, somebody wanted it. I don't know.
We'll figure it out. Keep me posted. Yeah, let me know.
It just said podcast.
Yeah, let me know. That's cool.
I just got to stand up for a second.
No, you're good. You're good. Just eat the mic. Make sure you eat it. So what do you do? You said you're paying the bills. You got some landscape stuff, and are you looking for other clients on that?
Kind of. I do odd jobs.
Okay, well,
a lot of odd jobs.
If you want, you don't have to, but if you want to give out your info so people can reach out to you? Or?
It's her phone. I'll let her do it.
610-823-3742, or find Richard Strock or Dani Fisher on Facebook.
But I can be hired for anything. I can be hired to do paperwork for you. I'll clean your house. I'll remodel your house. I'll do landscaping. Stuff you don't want to do.
Yeah, nice.
Like yesterday, for example, I just moved a bunch of piles of concrete block and wood all day.
You working for Joe Jackson? What was that?
Yesterday?
You going to take Michael's spot? Remember he used to before your time. I'm showing my age. Patrick, you know that, right? What's that? Stories about Joe Jackson making the Jackson kids just move concrete blocks from one side of the yard to the other.
That's what I did yesterday all day.
That was his punishment. Oh, shut up! You filthy degenerate punk rocker. Hey, what if we could? Can we shift gears again just a little bit? Yeah. I want to talk to you a little bit more about your art. I know you've been on several times with that, but let's update what you got going with Coyote. I know you're doing some work with a couple of local community centers and things? Please,
Right.
plug
So
away.
I closed the location in Prescott Valley on Robert and Spouse. I still teach classes through Prescott Valley Parks and Rec. So I have a Mud Puppies class and a Mud Slingers class.
Tell us what that is, the Mud Puppies.
The Mud Puppies is through Parks and Rec. It's an 8-week program where the kids get the pottery wheel and to make pots, glaze them, and then they have an art show, and they treat me really good there. And everybody's the parents all sit there for the art show and the classes, and the parent they dug it. So the Mud Slingers is an adult 8-week class, and then on a Saturday I have variable different classes that you can sign up for, just one-time classes for $35 as long as you call Hope in advance at 759-3090. You can book something on a Saturday, so I can do my parties there.
Give that number again. Is 928 area code?
Yep,
I'm
928.
A little slower.
928-759-3090 is Hope Hooper in Parks and Rec. And then I also do private wheel and wines and birthday parties. I'll come to your house or a liquor establishment and make pots with you while you party. Mostly bridal showers or just ladies that like to get together. And then in Chino Valley, we were offering a free First Friday class for the community, and I partnered with Dallas Gray. We offered a free First Friday class. And I taught an adult class on Mondays, and those slots are still available, but it's summer right now. Now I'm working at Arcosante cleaning and checking out the potters there.
Cool. Now, talk a little bit why that is important, because I really like the way you explain this. And you had mentioned something to me in one of our past interviews about, and I forget how you worded it, I'm probably going to butcher it, but about how when we're younger, we're creative and we don't care. We reach a certain point, and a lot of us just stop doing things creative as far as artistic
you'll figure it out when you're sitting in the nursing home and you're depressed because you're too lazy to go to bingo, and you don't want to go see the performers there, and you don't want to do karaoke or get your nails done.
Why is it important to just keep expressing yourself artistically and not stop?
Self-care. I think it's just self-care and communication. There are so many sayings about why you should do art, and it's self-care. Some people don't want to say all those things, and it's a self-expression of your feelings and everything you deal with every day. And many musicians and artists have other jobs and still do it. I don't really, at this point, it's hard to even explain anymore because I've done it so long.
So find you again. Give me where folks can reach you.
Dani Fisher on Facebook, DaniFisher, ClayoteStudios.com, and you can find our band information there as well, or book a clay party, 610-823-3742. Our Facebook page for the band is Peaceful Outlaws, so you can find us there as well. And then Prescott Valley Parks and Rec and Chino Valley Parks and Rec, and then you're going to see us all over the place playing music in the evenings mostly. Very nice. Well, hey, thanks for sitting down. I apologize I was late. I know you got some things to do before you take my kids somewhere before I play music, and it's my 45th birthday today. Insurgent every Friday. Brewing, every Friday, 6 to 9. They have a really good bourbon stout right now, and I've watched that business grow from... Yes, I was there when they opened. Artwork before they opened. And they have, I don't know when this airs, but on the 15th, they have their 3-year anniversary. 1 to 3 will be playing there. It'll be up before that for sure. Okay, so that's 1 to 3 we're playing there. They now have an outdoor area that's coming, and they got Best of the Best in the Courier and it was just, I was there that night. And if you're a business owner, you know this. You can pay certain companies to give you an award that says you're a great person or you're a great business, and you can pay $600 and they give you the award that you won. I'm cheap and not a great person, so I've never had one. But I like these people, and I know them, and I didn't think they would do that, but while the person walked in, I thought, wait a minute, did they pay? They wouldn't do that. And then I saw it was the Courier, and they had no idea, and she was just so happy. Yeah. All right. Well, one of the reasons why I started the show when I did, however many years ago, is so that I can get out and about and experience some music, experience some art, more so than I had before. So that's what I encourage anybody listening to do. Go out, experience, and support the local artists. Above and beyond that, even support the businesses that support those artists, so that these artists, these musicians... So we have a venue. Yeah, whoever, not only that, but you support those venues, they can now afford to pay the artists. Yeah, true. Oh, and if you felt like it, support a podcast. You work hard enough, you get paid. Not always. Not always. All right, thank you, Dani. Thank you, Richard. Appreciate your time. Thanks, Matt. Under the weeping willow tree.